most men spend their lives lost, chasing love, validation, and happiness from women, only to end up confused, heartbroken, or stuck in relationships that drain them. But nearly 200 years ago, a philosopher named Arthur Schopenhauer laid bare a truth that still shocks people today. He exposed the hidden mechanics of female nature, truths so raw and uncomfortable that most men choose denial over clarity. By the end of this, you'll see exactly how you've been misled and what it takes to reclaim your power. So listen closely. This isn't just controversial, it's the key most men never find. Schopenhauer didn't buy into the fairy tales. He didn't see love as a cosmic bond or some divine soulmate connection. He saw it for what it really is, a biological illusion. A beautifully brutal trick designed by nature with one goal: reproduction. Here's the uncomfortable reality. When you feel that rush of attraction, that overwhelming desire, that unshakable certainty that she's the one, your brain isn't connecting with her soul. It's running calculations. Quiet, invisible calculations about fertility, genetics, survival. And women, they're doing the same, just wired with different priorities. Schopenhauer wrote, "Love is the ultimate goal of almost all human effort. It is more important than anything else in life." But he didn't mean that in a romantic candlelight dinner way. He meant it as a trap, a fleeting chemical spike that loses all power once its biological job is done. Think about it. How many men have wrecked their lives chasing a woman who walked away without looking back? How many passionate marriages turn cold the moment the spark dies out? That's not bad luck. That's design. Here's why. Women don't choose partners based on kindness, loyalty, or logic. Their instincts are tuned to survival, seeking men with status, strength, and superior genes. Your devotion alone doesn't move the needle. If you can't provide those deep evolutionary signals, she'll eventually pull away. Schopenhauer saw through the illusion. He believed women are rarely guided by reason. Their decisions are driven by emotion and instinct. That's not an insult, it's an observation. Just look around. Dating apps where most women compete for a tiny percentage of men. Divorce courts that penalize commitment. History is filled with powerful men destroyed by women who never loved them back. Why does this happen? Because biology never changed. Most men believe love is a mutual reward for sacrifice and effort. That if they're kind, patient, and prove their loyalty, they'll earn affection. But Schopenhauer warned, to be loved, one must not be just, but clever. Women don't fall for nice. They fall for power, not just physical, but social, psychological, financial. This is why the nice guy gets left behind. Not because he's not good enough, but because he misunderstands the game. He thinks love is earned through service, but women are drawn to men who don't need to serve. Ever notice how women seem to lose interest once they feel they have you? That the dynamic flips? Schopenhauer called it the tragedy of possession. The thrill isn't in keeping, it's in conquering. And once the conquest ends, so does the magic. If you are new here, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. Please support sharing a video. Thank you for your support. Here's the twist most men miss. It's not women's fault. It's biology's blueprint. And once a man understands that, everything shifts. He stops blaming and starts building a strategy. Schopenhauer's lesson wasn't about hating women. It was about seeing clearly. Love isn't a fairy tale, it's a transaction. And when you enter that negotiation from a place of weakness, you lose. But we're just scratching the surface. The next layer is even darker. It's why modern men are losing in every domain, and how you can flip the script. Schopenhauer knew something most men today still refuse to admit. Attraction isn't fair, and it's not designed to be. Modern society talks a big game about equality, but biology doesn't care about fairness. The man who ignores this is already behind. Here's the brutal truth. Women hold the upper hand in relationships, not because they're manipulative, but because nature designed them to be the selectors. From the moment puberty hits, a woman's sexual market value skyrockets. Meanwhile, a man's value has to be earned through status, strength, and survival. Schopenhauer didn't sugarcoat it. He wrote, "Women are suited to being the nurses and teachers of our childhood by the very fact that they themselves are childish, frivolous, and short-sighted." He wasn't mocking them. He was describing their evolutionary role. A woman's beauty and youth are her currency, and deep down, she knows exactly how to spend it. Look around. Men today are caught in a psychological trap. They're told to be sensitive and emotionally open, yet the dating market still rewards dominance and strength. They're shamed for wanting traditional roles, yet the alpha male still cleans up. They work themselves into the ground, thinking it'll earn respect, only to face divorce courts and paternity doubts. Schopenhauer predicted this centuries ago. His view: women are emotional, instinctive, and strategically manipulative, not out of malice, but out of necessity. And in today's world, that instinct has been turned into a weapon. Social media turned attention into a currency, and the average man is working overtime, unpaid. He sends messages, gives compliments, and throws money into a void of validation, chasing women who see him as a backup option, not a partner. Why? Because he believed the lie that effort equals love. Schopenhauer saw this coming long before Instagram and dating apps. He believed women were incapable of unconditional love, not because they're broken, but because their love is tied to function. A man is not loved for who he is, but for what he provides. And the moment he stops providing, the affection disappears. It's not cynicism, it's a survival instinct. If you stall, she resents you. If you drop in value, she moves on. And here's the kicker: modern culture celebrates her for it. Schopenhauer split men into two types: those who serve and those who are served. The beta man exhausts himself trying to earn love. The alpha commands it without effort. One begs for loyalty. The other becomes an obsession. You see this everywhere. The office worker grinding himself into the ground, thinking a bigger paycheck will make his wife look at him the way she used to. The guy who transforms his body thinking women will finally respect him, only to realize they want him now, but only for the thrill, not the loyalty. The simple dropping half his income on a girl who vanishes the moment someone higher status enters the picture. These men aren't victims, they're volunteers. But Schopenhauer didn't just point out the problem, he showed the way out. The first step? See reality for what it is, not what you want it to be. The man who survives and thrives isn't the one begging for love. He's the one who stops playing by rules that were never written for him. He doesn't cry foul. He learns the game and then rewrites it. And here's the hardest pill of all. It's not about women, it's about you. Schopenhauer understood something that modern psychology now confirms. Women don't compete like men. They don't go head-to-head in open confrontation. Their power is covert, emotional, subtle, and devastating. Men fight with words or fists. Women reshape your perception. They don't demand control. They make you think giving it up was your own idea. Schopenhauer saw this clearly. He wrote that women are more present-focused, more emotionally in tune, and more socially agile. This isn't a weakness. It's an evolutionary advantage. They survive not by strength, but by reading social cues with almost supernatural skill. You think you're having a conversation. She's analyzing tone, timing, and facial tension. You think you're leading. She's guiding everything through silence, smiles, or withdrawal. From the first date to the final argument, women test constantly, and most men don't even notice. There's the compliance test. Will you shift your schedule for her? The frame test. Will you stand your ground or fold under pressure? The investment test. Are you chasing harder than she is? Most men fail without realizing the test ever happened. Schopenhauer called this dynamic the tyranny of the weak. Women leverage perceived vulnerability to control stronger men. She cries, he submits. She withdraws affection, he scrambles to earn it back. She flirts with others. He panics. He loses, not because he's weak, but because he never knew he was playing. But there's hope. Schopenhauer's most powerful insight wasn't about women. It was about freedom. The moment you stop taking this personally, the chains fall off. Female nature isn't evil. It's just nature. The more you understand it, the less it controls you. You stop begging for love. You start inspiring it. The most dangerous lies aren't the ones women tell men. It's the ones men tell themselves. That love will save them. That devotion is enough. That being a good guy guarantees anything. Schopenhauer's final truth is cold, but freeing. The man who wins isn't the one chasing women. It's the one chasing purpose. Economic freedom, philosophical depth, physical mastery. When you build these, everything changes. You stop needing approval and start attracting respect. You become the prize. You stop playing a rigged game and become the one rewriting the rules. That's when life actually begins. New here. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. If you enjoyed this one, I highly recommend watching this next one. Just click right here on the screen. Thank you for watching.